Hi, my name is Duck and welcome to my floor. Today I'm going to be doing my favorite 2022 K-pop releases, and as you can see there's a little bit of a hint here which I will move off to the side. So what I'm going to be doing is going through my top 7 albums from 7 to 1, and then I'm going to be doing some special mentions, so either from songs that did just songs from albums that didn't make it into the list, or songs from groups that I don't necessarily follow, but I had on but they were songs I had on repeat. So let's go through the albums first. I don't think any of these are going to be a surprise at all. So at number 7 we have Aura by Golden Child. This is the 6th mini album. I won't do full unboxings or whatever, but I will show, CD plates and stuff. This year I got into a lot of groups, and one of those groups was Golden Child. I actually checked out their variety stuff first before I checked out their, actual music and stuff, and then when I did check out their music and stuff, I was very, very surprised that I was very fortunate that I liked it, because they've become such a comfort group and I love them a lot. Also, I'm sorry if you can hear cars outside or roadworky stuff. I'm trying to work around it. It's not really working, but I'm doing my best. So here we have Aura. It's so good. My favorites are Replay. Replay, I think it's not my favorite Golden Child title track ever. It's up there, but it's not my favorite. However, it's got a very special place in my heart because it was the first Golden Child song I ever heard. Then I really love 365 as well, and Miracle. So my new comfort group. So that was number 7. Number 6 we have History of Kingdom Part 4, Dan. Now, I love Kingdom a lot. I feel like I both don't talk about Kingdom but talk about them too much, if that makes sense. But a lot of these will not have inclusions because I have stored them away, but this is just, yeah. I've also picked my favorite version of each album if there was more than one version, but I love Kingdom so much. Just assume that I got into every group this year. I'm a baby K-pop stan, okay? I'm a little baby, and I got into literally all of these groups this year, bar one, but the one is very obvious. So here is the CD plate. But no, I love Kingdom so much. The concept is my favorite concept currently. Just in general in K-pop, it's my favorite concept ever. And I also just think that the albums are really well made. They're well, obviously they're well produced and songs are great, but the way that they set things up is really nice. Every album has 7 tracks, and they have an intro, their title track, which is to do with the lore. Then they have an instrumental of the title track, and then the other songs are their general K-pop sound songs, and I think it works really well, and I think it's really nice knowing what you get every album. I really like that. I enjoy both sides of this group. I enjoy their lore heavy side with their title tracks, and then I really enjoy the more K-poppy stuff, and I think it's just balanced really well in the albums. So my favorite songs. Oh, someone just fell upstairs. I hope he's all right. Ooh. But yeah, my favorite songs on this album, I have a list here because sometimes I can't read this. It's gold on yellow. I can't read it. My favorite songs on this album are Ascension, which is the title track plus its instrumental. It's so good. It's so good. Please go listen to the instrumental. Then also really like Blinder and Appetite. I think Blinder is a fan favorite. I think that's a general consensus. But yeah, that is number 6. It's so shiny. Now on to that was number 7. This is number 6. We have Twice's Between 1 and 2. I adore Twice. Between 1 and 2 and Formula that is empty. Between 1 and 2 and Formula 1+0 or whatever it's called, are probably some of my most listened to albums of the last few months. We have the CD plate. I love Twice. I'm set, like, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, when you want to look for other groups that are similar to a group, I am looking for like another girl group that's like Twice, but I don't think I'll find them, just like sound wise, because they're just so good. And like any I do that are sort of like similar are all new gen and have minors in them, and I just don't like supporting groups that have minors in them, because my brain, like, it's not that I don't like it or I don't want to, it's just I can't look at them without my brain screaming like label laws, you know, like, it's a really stupid me thing. I'm very aware. I'm very aware, but I love Twice so much. They put me in such a good mood. Like, listening to Icon, like, just while in town is like the biggest mood booster and also the biggest confidence booster I've like ever had. But yeah, between 1 and 2, this is my first Twice comeback. Just assume that all of these are my first comebacks with the groups. Yeah, between 1 and 2, I've got this version. With Twice, I find that my favourite songs tend to be in the first half of the album, because my top songs in this are Talk That Talk, Queen of Hearts, and Basics. Like, it's just a thing that me and Twice have, I guess. Like, my favourite songs are always in the first half of the album, and I'm okay with that. But yes, that was number 6. Now on to number 5. We have W24's White Album. I did bring my signed one out because I just love it, but you can see their logo there. This is a very, very special album to me because I got to see W24 live. This is Youngsu's version. Look at a little grip tug with their cat Coom on it. I did get to see them live, and I did get to hear a lot of these songs live. I love W24 so much. They are one of my favourite K-bands. I am so glad I watched Great Soul Invasion and found them. I love them so much. They're so lovely. They're so sweet. This album itself is so good. There are songs that you can only access with the album. So, like, they have their list on Spotify, but then they have some, like, extra tracks if you buy the album and stuff. So if you can or you can find them, go listen to them. They're great. Also, if you're a Spanish speaker, Juan, who is the leader, grew up in Peru and Chile and stuff, so they do a lot of Spanish cover songs. I fucking love him. Brilliant. My favourite songs on this album are Revelation, Missing You Jay, and I Am Down. And hearing Revelation in person was such an experience. It was so good. This is just such a special album to me. And yeah, it just has to go on the list. It's so good. I love it. If you want some more like chill, slightly more indie vibes, like with your K-bands, I'd say go with these guys. They're really good. Very feel good. Yeah, I just love him. And it's all signed, and yeah, it's so good. Great. Brilliant. I don't have anything else to say because I will just ramble on about how much I love them, but such a good album. Now on to number 4. Nobody is surprised. It's Lucy's Childhood. I was not expecting a full-length album from them at all. Like, I don't know why I wasn't expecting it. I just wasn't expecting it. But I'm so glad we got it. Seeing, like, just in the last few months how, like, they're growing within, I guess, the K-pop space is incredible. I adore them so much. Lucy are another comfort band, but specifically with their music is such a comfort. They're one of those, like, groups that you can listen to if you're feeling down or upset, and you will come out the other side feeling so much better. You'll feel so much more positive, but in a very realistic way, if that makes sense. Like, there's no false hope in these guys. There's no everything gets better if you just keep trying, which is true, but this is more, I understand that you're upset, just live through it, you can do it, and things will get better eventually. Like, it's a very soft encouragement and comfort, I find, like, mixed in with all, like, the fun stuff, because they do have really fun stuff which I think gets overlooked quite a bit. This is the album. I love Lucy. I love Lucy so much. I have more bigger collecting plans for Lucy in the new year, which I'm very excited about, but that's not about this. But yeah, I wasn't expecting a full-length album, so excited we got it. It's just so good. My favorite songs from this album are, let me have a look. Opening, which was actually a song that Sangyup wrote and added like last minute, like a week or two before the album was released. Love it. Well, I guess obviously a bit more because they had to like produce some stuff, but before things went into like production, he added it very last minute. It also sent me into the biggest happy tiz when I listened to it. I don't know how to explain it. It just was incredible, and I came out the other side of the song like, it was really, really good. It's such a good song. Opening, My Warm Loneliness, which is quite like a lullaby. It's sung and written by Yechen. That's also just such a comforting song because I do find that my loneliness is warm. I like being on my own a lot, and I just found that I relate to that song really like a lot. Then we have Play, which is the title track, because obviously it's so good. It really, really reminds me of Rolling Rolling, which is my all-time favorite Lucy song, because that was like the first Lucy song I listened to and stuff, and it's got a very special place in my heart. It's one of them. But that felt like a companion song to Rolling Rolling. Then you have You and Me. Where's You and Me? I think it's here somewhere. I'm trying to learn Korean. I'm very bad at it. But You and Me, also such like a playful little bop. And then, what was it? Don't Forget Our Night, which sounded like it should be like in an anime or something. Loved it. Absolutely incredible. These are just, yeah. Go check out Lucy for just some soul healing. It like listening to Lucy feels like your soul is having a warm cup of tea and is being wrapped in a blanket. Like, that's what Lucy feels like to me. So yeah, that was Lucy. Now on to number 3. We have WeI's First Love, or Love Part 1, First Love. WeI have become like, I'm not gonna say alts, but I'm saying like semi-alts. Too Bad is my most listened to song of the year. I don't have proof of that, I just know it in my heart that Too Bad is my most listened to song of the year. It is my happy pill. It is the best song I've heard all year. I'm saying that. It's the best song I've heard all year. I love WeI so fucking much. Like, again, I feel like they're one of the groups I either like talk too much about or I don't talk about enough. Like, I just love them so much, and this album is so good. Like, this being my first WeI album, brilliant. Love that for me. I love it. And this being my first WeI album, like, hello, I have such good taste. I'm just putting it out there. But I love WeI so much. They were another group that I found their like variety and interviews and behind the scenes stuff first, and then was just very pleased that I liked them when I started listening to their music, because I just, yeah, there aren't many groups that I can support if I don't like their music. Like, obviously, like, if they're good people and stuff, I keep an eye out, but yeah, I can't like get into a group if I don't like the music, which I think should be the common. Should be the common, but yeah. Then here we have the CD plate. But yeah, WeI are my boys. WeI are 100% my boys. I love them so much, and I'm so glad that this was like my first WeI album. My favorite songs from this are obviously Too Bad, and then Blossom and Bouquet. It's so good. I think it was Blossom that had a self-filmed MV. Loved it. Incredible, stunning. This is probably one of my most played albums as well of the year. Just like, I'm very much a person who listens to full albums. I'm not one to like skip around with songs like in playlists and stuff. I just put an album on, listen to it, pick another album, listen to it. And this album was one of my most played for sure. Now on to number 2, which I think will be surprising because I think people will think this is number 1. and that is Dearest by N.Flying. Now, you know N.Flying are my ults. They are my ult of ults. They are my favourite band of all time, and I love them so much. So, of course, these guys have to be on here. I think I was expecting not more, not from them, obviously, but from the company. I was expecting a little bit more for this comeback, especially since it's such an important comeback, since Hun and Jaein are enlisting sometime next year. I was just expecting a little bit more from the album. Not them, obviously, but they had a full year off. And in that time, Sungjob was talking about how he was, like, writing a lot and stuff and whatever. And that just never apparently came to fruition. But obviously, it's not the boys' fault. They're working their asses off. And they did such a damn good job. And they are having fun this comeback. And that's all I can ask for. That's all anyone can ask for. And I'm so glad they're having fun before they're split up for a bit. But yeah, Dearest, it is such a good album. Like, despite the sort of, like, not lacking, but just the lacking, not the lacking, but the lacking, you know what I mean? It's such a good album. I love it so much. I especially love this version. The title track is such an earworm. Like, it's the biggest earworm ever. Like, I love it so much. My favorite from this is obviously Pokemon. I can't say it. It's I Like You, which is the title track. Then we have One and Shooting Star. Shooting Star is, I think, one of my just favorite N.Flying songs overall. And I think it's because I'm not immune to the emotional manipulation everyone wrote on it and sang on it songs, which Shooting Star is. I heard a rumor, or like someone was like, he said it in a fan sign, that Sungkyub wrote it about Hwasung, which, like, that's literally his son, so that makes sense. Like, I'm not just saying that as like a K-pop group family dynamics. I mean, he literally calls him his son and stuff. like that's not me, that's him. So I wouldn't put it past him, but it feels more like a To Enfia song, if that makes sense, especially because they all wrote on it and stuff when they were in a song camp. So yeah, that is N.Flying's Dearest. It's so good. And now on to number one. It's Moby Dick by Cinema. This is incredible. This is an absolutely stunning mini album. I think, you know, it's so well put together. The songs themselves together are incredible. Like, the CD plate, look at the CD plate. How stunning is that? Like, it's only 2 songs and it's my favorite. Like, Get Out and Moby Dick are both absolutely stunning. It's just so fucking good. Like, I need another physical release from these guys ASAP, and I need just another, like, release from these guys ASAP. Like, they are, like, one of my favorite K-bands. I think they're probably, before Lucy, I think they're probably, like, my second favorite K-band. I fucking love Cinema. If I could collect more for them, I would, but it's so incredibly hard. Just because, you know, like, they're getting, like, a lot bigger in Korea, but that does not translate into international stuff, which is really sad. It's really sad. But this is my favorite album of the year. Cinema's Moby Dick, with the title song Moby Dick and then Get Out, which you need to go watch the music videos as well for both of them. They're both really good, and the behinds are really good, and just, this is my bread and butter. Like, this is the exact sound I have grown up on and I have, like, emulated all of my life. This is my bread and butter, which makes sense. So, y'all go listen to Cinema, go buy the album. For my sake, let's get, like, a trading community going, please. I'm begging. But, yeah. Cinema, Moby Dick, Get Out, fucking love him. My top album of the year. Now, moving on to special mentions, I'm not entirely sure what I'll do visually here. It'll be up to editing Duck. They can do whatever they want. So we'll see. It'll probably just be like a little like either like a screenshot here of like the music video or like the album art just like here. But we'll see what they do. Who knows? But for this, oh, you can see my notebook. RIP. Sorry. For this, I'll just go down my list. We'll start with the SM solo releases because they've been knocking it out the park. These SM solo releases, they've been knocking it out the park, and we'll start obviously with my NCT boys. These are in like no particular order at all. First of all, we have Starlight by Tail, which is an OST release. It's so good. It's so comforting. It's just so brilliant. I can like fully understand why it was just played non-stop just to the general public in Korea. It's brilliant. I love it. It's such a good OST song as well. Like, it's just so good. I love it so much. Starlight by Tail, like, I need it in my veins. Then we have Child by the one and only Mark Lee, which was just so unexpected and so brilliant. This hit me a lot emotionally. I think it hit everyone a lot emotionally, and like there's such a relatability to it. Like, I think like the first emotional level of it is, oh shit, you go through that, because we all know Mark Lee works hard, and we also know that SM is absolutely breaking some label laws with him. He's, you know, like there's working hard and then there's being overworked, and he's been doing that since such a young age, and just hearing his thoughts and feelings on it are incredible. I didn't think we'd ever get that like vulnerability. And then on the second hand, there's the relatability aspect to it, because like just the lyrics and just the emotion he puts into it, even if like you don't relate on a personal level, like you empathize with him, but like a lot of people obviously do relate on a personal level, because everyone was a child and everyone grew up and everyone had like, or most people had trouble growing up with something or other, and it's just expressed really beautifully through the song. Then we have on the complete opposite side, we have Paint Me Naked by 10, which is an absolute summer fucking bop. It's so good. I'm so glad 10 got to showcase his talent and his just creativity. Like, knowing he had so much creative control over that song and the MV, brilliant. Chef's kiss, love it. Love that for him. It's just an absolute vibe. Then on to non-NCT members, but still SM, we have Maniac by Max Changmin. That man and his vocal range, and just his capability, and the way he can act. Hello? Like, gobsmacked in awe, what can you say? It was such a good music video, and just the like, he's out of his mind bit was just so good. He's so good. Constantly in awe of him. Then we have my one and only Onyu. We have Dice. It's such a, I can't cope. Like, Dice is such a good song. It's so vibey. The music video is great. Like, just him. Just him. Just Onyu. Just Jinky. I fucking love him. It's brilliant. It's so good. I love it. Like, all of these are just, I love it, but like I do. Like, I can't express what I love about it. I just love it. Now on to SM non-soloists, which is the last SM artist I promise. It is Forever One by Girls' Generation. This is just the most feel-good, like, I feel like best friend girl power song ever. I love it. And seeing them be emotional about it and find, like, I'm not even, what's the fandom name? I'm not even, like, an SNSD, like, fan. Like, like I said, I'm a baby. I am a baby K-pop fan, and I just, like, they weren't around. Like, it, you know, like, they weren't around when I was starting to get into people. But that song is so heartfelt, and it's so lovely, and it's so bubbly. And like the choreo, and just, I love it. It's so good. Like, if you need a good pick-me-up, that's what you go to. And speaking of pick-me-ups, the song I've had on repeat for the last few days, this is a late entry. The last few days is Smiley by Yena. speaking of Too Bad being a happy pill, this is a happy pill. I'm very looking forward to getting into Yenna properly in the new year. That's my, like, one of my goals. I'm just so excited. Like, she's just an absolute positive little bean. Like, her whole concept of being a superhero that, like, shoots smiles and rainbows at people and to make them happy, fucking love it. Also, is it BB? Her feature on it and having her as, like, the villain to Yenna's superhero, iconic, incredible, smashed it. It's such a good concept and then such a good song that fits the concept but could also stand on its own without the concept, if that makes sense. Love it. Incredible. Brilliant. Then we have my one, like, K-band thing my one K-band, which is No Jam by Searle. Oh, well, I guess there's two. It's No Jam and Everyday by Searle. They're completely different vibes. Everyday is very slow and sentimental, and the music video absolutely ruined me, whereas No Jam was a very upbeat, fuck 'em if they can't take a joke. So, like, it had that vibe for Great Soul Invasion. It's so like, what the hell is this show? We're gonna fuck it up in the best way song is No Jam. They had, like, so many different people on it. There was, like, a brass band, a female artist. It was just great. I fucking love Searle. Get into Searle. Searle are incredible. And then on the other hand, you have Everyday. And just, yeah, go check out Searle. Searle are fucking great. Now on to the last few. We have Ring the Alarm by Card. Absolute summer bop. That's all I have to say. Just the, like, what you want, what you need, I'll deliver. That bit was stuck in my head for, like, a solid month. Then we have Do It Like This by P1 Harmony. Another thing, just the do it like this, you know, like, once again, absolutely stuck in my head. P1 Harmony are great. I love P1 Harmony. I collect them if they didn't have minors. But once again, that's a weird little me thing. Then we have Ginga Mingayo by Billy, another group who I love the concept of, and another group I don't collect because of the minors. I make it sound like they're actual minors in a mine. Like, I've said it that often, that's what the meaning means to me. You know what I mean. But that's Ginga Mingayo, fucking stunning. Absolutely stunning. Such a good song. It showcased them just as a group really well, I think. Also, just super fun. I feel like those last three were just, like, they came out around summer, I think. Or that's when I found them. Great. Brilliant. Loved it. Got me through that summer. And then the last one is Long Live the King by Kingdom, which is part of Kingdom's latest album. It's so good. I wasn't feeling it at first. I was a bit like, ooh, this is really different. But that's because I was comparing it to the last release, which was Ascension, which was very traditional. And then I was like, ooh, this isn't like Kingdom. And then I listened to, like, Excalibur and Karma. Well, not Karma, but I listened to Excalibur and the one with Ivan, Black Crown, and I was like, oh yeah, no, okay, this is absolutely their vibe. And it's just great. Like, the bit with the, like, the dance break, amazing, stunning, love it. But yeah, that is it for this video. It's, like, nearly half an hour long. Didn't expect that, but I hope you enjoyed. Tell me what your favorite albums or just solos or songs or whatever were in the comments, please. I love hearing about people's favorite things, so please tell me. I want to be nosy. Yeah, but that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!